I don't care for it, and most people don't.
I'm here to get acquainted. I'm Peter Bearse, and I'm independent candidate for Congress in this district. The problem with canvassing Plaistow.
You are in the border area.
But as the only economist on the ballot, I really do make it a point to visit with business folks to see how they're doing. Because that's a reality check, given the negative indicators economy-wide. Now, how are you doing?
Slow. Slow. Just like everybody else.
Slower than this time last year?
Yes.
Well, that's an indicator right there. Yeah. Sorry to hear that. Hope you can... Excuse me?
There are already people out of business, and just a little fun.
God, I was campaigning yesterday in Merrimack, and I was in a shopping center which is bigger than this plaza, and there were so many vacant storefronts.
That what I want. But it is, the bagel place is on, the money changer I just left, and it's just...
What about the UPS store? I've done business there.
Well, everybody, it's just slow, and the rents are high here. It doesn't matter which part you're in.
It seems like landlords are the last to adjust. They try to keep their rents up, and that means they're a negative factor in the downturn.
Yeah.
Because if they're a little more flexible, they can help folks through the hard time, you know?
And keep people. Yeah. But all that construction, even though it may have improved, I think that was for the new shops. Last summer was just, you could not get through here, and that started the downfall. And then the gas. And then I think the bagel guys were 3 times more for a bag of flour than he did when he opened up.
Oh, sure.
And he finally, but each time someone leaves, less people would, I mean, we have a nice spot with everyone coming out of that plaza. But even so, we actually have to drive south to come to New Hampshire to run this business stuff. So that would be one reason why I'm here, just because I would rather come in and help them. And most of the people who work here, young people, are on vacation.
Well, you've given me two indicators of what's going on here. One is the reference to the pizza business. I ran into a owner of a pizza business in Goffstown who said that on the one hand he was making less money because of the increase in cost, like that you mentioned.
Oh, it was Bagel Boy.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
All right, bagel. Okay.
Baking the flour.
You just reminded me of a conversation with the owner of a pizza business who was making less profit, but he was selling more because he says people are less willing to go out to a restaurant, so they order more pizza.
Now there you go. And there's a Sal's Pizza in Amesbury right near our house, and they put their sign back out $9.99, and it's for the same big pizza. And I thought, well, they're losing money, but people are going there.
Yeah.
And that's, of course, the people in there. Everyone's staying. Our one oldest son is at Salisbury Beach for the week, and he comes back in to the business.
You know, we're all also being more careful with our shopping, like with gas especially, but even with pizza. I found a place where I can get a large pizza for $8.
How? You beat Sal's. But Sal's is probably, Sal's has that big place in Lawrence.
All right. That's right.
Yeah.
And more people now are turning to carpooling, although not enough.
Right. And I don't know. But right now, one's going to I'll go to.
Well, you know, the only positive steps, even though everything might have a negative angle, it illustrates one simple point. The only positive steps towards dealing with this, constructive steps, let's say, are being taken by the American people who are resourceful, resilient, self-reliant, and they're adapting. And so as a result, the demand for gas has started to go down, and that's why you've seen the price go down a bit.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Congress isn't doing a thing except standing in the way of increasing supply.
And all these people who are gas barons, whatever, are making more money than they have made. Now that's not fair. And shame on them.
That's not fair, but if we really get a handle on the alternative sources and develop them, eventually, you know, their businesses are going to go down, as well as the price will go down.
And you hang your clothes outside. And to hang, I have a you have to live in an area where it's allowed. These people, she can't even get them out because it's been beavers, condos where you can.
But this reminds me of a friend of mine who started a national movement to remove regulations that prohibit hanging out clothes.
Well, they should. Well, I suppose the first house this boy had was a condo in Merrimack, Mass. And then he moved to New Hampshire, now he's back to Havel, but he moved to Havel. But the condo came over with this red, white, and blue rose, and he said, it was the first home they bought. And the first home, it was a wow. He took my green one. And I thought this red, white, and blue one. And I said, but I tried to make it okay. And I have a neighbor across the street, one other woman, who was upstairs. She didn't know that there were actually places, regulations.
Oh, yeah.
That
Well, it's not just the federal government that overregulates. Some local governments do.
yeah, we live in
And I'm the only economist on the ballot, and as such, I'm the only one prepared to help folks deal with the economic issues.
So, are
But-
you getting lots of...
And one reason is because I fight overregulation of small business. I've done that in my own career. You know, small businesses, development of small business suffers from overregulation.
And one article said that Gap and all those big stores have to order so much that it's harder for them than a small store. If the smaller the order, the more you're penalized. There's a minimum order. So it's not that big. Small stores can order a small amount. Well, no, you can't. No, you can't. So it was this article. It was like, well, that's not true. An adult soccer player, man, just came in, traded his daughter's shoes. This is what he did. He traded these and these. So he got a trade-in on that stuff.
Oh, great.
And he found used soccer shoes, which are where all the used are $9.99, that are in this great condition as his daughter's. So she probably blew it. Yes. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
And nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Be well. And I hope business picks up.
Oh,
After all, it's the sporting season.